All right, everyone. Welcome. This is a little presentation about flipped classrooms. It's part of the assignment 4 of the Advanced Trends discipline. It was organized by me, Felipe, and my friend Wiley. So that's it. Let's give it a try. The presentation is divided into 6 parts. What is a flipped classroom? The goals, the pros, the cons, and the examples of lessons and some final references in case you want to go deep in the topic or you have some questions or you feel like browsing through more information related to flipped classrooms. So what is a flipped classroom, right? Um, Flipped classrooms are a structure of classes where the students are introduced to the content at home and practice working through it at school. So the idea of the flipped classroom is using your personal space, your space where you're usually doing homework, to actually learn the content. This is a quote for Aaron Sands, who has this book called Flip Your Classroom from 2012, which says that flipping the classroom is more about a mindset, redirecting attention away from the teacher and putting attention on the learner and the learning. As you can see, this idea of flipping the classrooms is still a new trend. This book is from 8 years, so there's a lot of researches and studies about the pros and the cons related to flipping your class. In the structure of the flipped classes, the teachers prepare content to be assessed at home by the students first, and then the students check the content, prepare questions, and make individual researches. So what you normally do in the classroom on traditional classes, you're basically doing that at home. The classroom then becomes the place where you're using the content that you learned beforehand, either to do experiments or to practice or to get into deep, more particular topics related to the content you're learning. This is a short I found online, which I thought it was very interesting because it made it very clear how the flipped class work. As you see in the traditional model, the classrooms are the place of remember and understanding, right? The flip model use this space in class when you're together with your teacher and your peers to applying, analyzing, evaluating, and creating. It's outside the class where you're actually doing what you normally do in traditional classes, which is understanding and remember. In traditional learning, the moments for understanding and remembering are in class. As the graphic shows, the flip model intends to flip this structure. Here are some tools you can do to flip your class. The Google Classroom, I think most people is aware of this tool. It gives you assessments and feedback. You have Edpuzzle for instructional videos. Padlet is a tool that we've been using on our class, Advanced Trend class, so I think everyone is aware of it. Quizzes is another thing that's I think is pretty spread at this point. There are other tools here, but actually there are a lot of tools that you can use to flipping your classes. So as much as as deep as you get into this topic, you're gonna find many tools, and in the references there are some links with several other tools that you can use as well. And here is a video that gives you a little summary of what a flipped classroom is in case you want to check it later. I recommend you to do so. So on the topic 2 is what are the goals of a flipped classroom? Here are some goals: making time more meaningful for students during face-to-face sessions, enable students to learn at their own pace, help the teachers to have a more personal approach, and help classes to become a more active learning environment. When you get at home and when you get in the school, when you get in class, you're actually using a content that you learn already, right? And if you have some questions, some personal topic that you want to approach related to this theme, or if you want to do your personal researches, you can do it at home. and you bring your questions, the things your discoveries, and the things that you want to share if your peers in the classroom to this face-to-face moment. And this is a question many people ask: does it actually work? As I said before, the flipped classes are still kind of a new trend. They don't have even 10 years old. So there are a lot of studies and researchers trying to figure out how good does flipping the class work. And what these researchers have been proving is that actually there are some improvements when the teacher used the flip strategy in the classroom. So here are some pros of flipping the class. It allows a more individual and personalized experience for students, since the students are coming with their questions and with their researches and their approach to the topic in the classroom. The teacher understands what are the doubts, what are the difficulties, and what are the the personal approach and understanding certain students has over the topic. It, allow, it allows students to learn at their own pace, because the students can watch the same video or study the same content several times, or they can get deep into other websites or other sources in order to learn the content in case this person has more difficulty. It creates a customized experience for the student, because the students can browse around the themes as his own will. Sorry. It turns the classroom into a space for creativity, because you're actually using the content you learned before. The content can be reviewed multiple times for different proposals. It incentivizes the use of high-tech resources between students. You actually need to have some understanding of high-tech tools, how to browse internet, how to do your own researches. It creates an experience that is more engaging for younger generations. This more and more, unfortunately, the kids are not using of dealing with books or studying a more traditional way. So flipping the classroom can turn the students in a more can turn the studying in a more engaging experience if the students are not motivated enough. And it's easier for parents to follow the students' learning process and participate, because the parents can actually follow through what the students are doing at home. Here are some cons of flipping the classrooms. It's not accessible for everyone. You actually need to have some access to high-tech tools, to computer, know how to use apps, know how to browse the internet. As much as these are things that are getting more and more spreaded through younger generations, that's not the case for everyone. It can be frustrating for students not interested or not capable of using a computer. This is something that happens a lot. Not everyone learns best through the screen. Everyone has to understand the way that they learn better. And for some people, dealing with books, dealing with physical writing on a paper, it's a process that brings more understanding and brings more clarity to the content that you're learning. So yeah, it relies on preparation and trust. The students must be engaged for it to work. The students must actually go to study the content when they're home. If the students are not engaged enough to do their own researches, to do their own learning, to go deeper in case they're not understanding the fifth class, they just don't understand. On the face-to-face moment in the classroom, you might need the students to actually have content and share what they learn, what are the discoveries, and if they not engaged enough to do this pre-process of researching, learning, understanding, unfortunately the fifth classes will not go as expected. It definitely increases the amount of work for teachers because we as teachers, we need to prepare content beforehand. We need to have a particular approach, personal approach to each student. So for the teachers, flipping the classroom or doing it as a constant strategy can be very stressful and be very heavy in terms of amount of working. They don't intend to test the students. The students go with the content beforehand, so you need to come with a different strategy if you actually want to make assignments and evaluate the students in a more traditional way in order to give them grades. And it increases time in front of the screen for these students. This is actually a problem of modern times because more and more we're spending more time in front of the screens, either on our phones or the computer or tablets. So we have to be very aware of the amount of time we are spending in front of these screens, right? Examples of flipped classes. Here I added two videos that you can check on your own pace about actual flipped classrooms that I thought they were interesting. There are a lot of different cases that you can go browse through YouTube and other pages, but just two I thought it was more interesting. This one because actually worked on the pros and cons of the flipping classes. There's a lot of videos that saying how good the flip classes are. I think they are a good strategy, but I don't think they should apply 100% of the time. And this one, the teachers are actually debating also about some cons of the flipping classes, and I thought it was an interesting video. And on the second one, I also thought it was interesting because when the teacher is explaining the strategy to the students, what they're supposed to do, they feel very surprised and they ask very basic questions about, oh, are you supposed to do our own research? Like, so this is an interesting video as well for you to check it out later if you're interested. And here are a lot of references in case you want to go deep into this topic. I actually suggest you to check this 20 engaging flip apps for in the flip classroom. But all these articles are very interesting. We use them on our presentation now. I'd like to also thank the SlideGo for this template and the Screencast for allowing me to screen this presentation. All right, guys. I hope it was an interesting one. Feel free to come up with questions and check other the videos or these articles if you're interested. Bye bye.